lessons for all the stay-at-home parents doing homeschooling. Got me thinking. See you in a minute, guys. Alright guys, this is for all the stay-at-home, teaching your children homeschooling moms and dads, and guitar players. So when you find yourself at home, and you just barely wake up, you still got your robe on, and you really don't know what's going on, but you know you gotta do homeschooling, breakfast, and school lunch, and gym, and music class, just know that I'm with you. Now, we're gonna have to focus on the dads on this one because I'm a dad. But I'm not ruling out the moms yet because we know you're hot too. I'm a hot dad. At least when I have like a couple beers and look in the mirror, I think I'm a damn hot dad. But we appreciate the hot moms doing it too, so I don't want to exclude you guys. Because if it wasn't for the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees, the lessons learned, we wouldn't have to do homeschooling. So I appreciate you too. So right now I'm going to give a shout out to all the hot dads out there homeschooling their kids. That's my best interpretation of Super Dad for today. Now, I don't want to get this whole video muted, so we're going to say this is a song by Layla Van Balken. Layla Van Balken. Sorry, I had to itch. Now, we're all familiar with this progression. If you're not, Google it. It would be Hot for Teacher by Layla Van Balken. Something like that, all right? Now, the point of this is A, not to get this video muted, and B, I want to show you, when I first heard that when I was younger, I thought that was more of a classical style piece, okay? So it's interpretation by the individual. Like, if you're trying to be creative, I don't care. Everybody out there that's good was inspired by somebody, okay? I was inspired by Greta Von Schuchen, but what I was inspired by was classical music. And in my mind, I made the connection with the classical music, okay? So it kind of went down this whole, we didn't have YouTube back in the day, so I was trying to figure it out. And I came across of it more in this sense. You can pick the whole thing or do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So all I'm doing here is 5, 3, 7. Same thing. But I would change it up a little bit because now I want to apply it towards my own style, right? So maybe you want to go something along the lines of this. You can still use the tapping thing if you want to. Right? Now when we move it up a whole step, let's keep the same concept, but we don't want to rip off his stuff, we're just influenced by it, right? So maybe you go down to the path of this. See where I'm going with this? If we move down, let's set the strings, same position. Move down a set of strings, same position. Now this part, he kind of goes this, right? And for my mind, it doesn't, so it just is one of those things. So since we're making it our own, we would go down to something like this. Right? More of a or whatever you want to do, you know? However you want to do it, right? It's all about taking an influence and applying it to your own style or your own outlet, your own feeling and what you're trying to accomplish in the music. You know, I know this one's a little goofy on this lesson, you know, but the idea I'm trying to come across with you guys is, you know, listen to music. Your interpretation of it will bring you in your own direction so you can be original, if that kind of makes sense. So work on it, practice it. You know, it's all about, like, when you hear something, it's how you interpret it. So when I hear this, I hear this. You know, it's just something off the wall, you know. I even hear this. You know, it's how you interpret it. So all I'm trying to say is, when I first heard those lines, I heard more of a classical music when I was a young individual. And again, just play around with it and find what feels good to you and express, you know, what you're trying to hear in your head. And don't be afraid to take influences from other people, okay? Other than that, guys, I love you. A little hot for homeschool teaching here. Talk to you guys later.